Good morning, YouTube. I am sitting at my desk with a box, as a matter of fact. What is in that box? Well, you're about to see here. Yes, it is another Exquisite. What I'm not sure about is if it's made by Dual-Lite or not. However, as you can see right here, it was made in the USA. What we have here is a Dual-Lite, or maybe not a Dual-Lite Exquisite, with green letters, white stencil face, white housing, one face, and no canopy, model WGWW. This, I not only bought this because A, it was an Exquisite with green letters, B, it was really cheap, C, it was vintage, but you're about to see, as soon as I take it out of the box, why I bought it. Now here I have for you what might on the outside look to be two identical model Dual-Lite Exquisite exit signs. And while there are no markings in this one telling of its Dual-Lite history, it is in fact, if we look at the manual and see, a Dual-Lite Exquisite exit sign. Why do we ask this question? Because back in the day, as I've learned from my fantastic teacher on this, Motormaster K100, you need to go check out his channel if you want to know all about the Exquisites, because he's got a video up with a fantastic lesson in the description. But as you may very well learn if you go over there, the Exquisite was at one time manufactured by a company called World Lighting. And World Lighting Exquisites are different than the Dual-Lite Exquisites because the bezel around the exit face is actually made of metal instead of plastic. And I would imagine that the World Lighting Exquisites are quite rare, because it's very rare to find a Exquisite with centrally mounted lamp heads anymore, because they made those before, I believe, 1986. This manual, however, to show the Exquisite's age, where's my camera? There we are. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but the revision on that is 1978. And open these up and go over some of the similarities and differences as I did with the Gilbert Hubble LED1EM GWW exit signs, because there are differences, and I don't know if you can tell them on the outside, but there's one major one. And of course that difference that you may be able to tell as I pan down is the difference in styles of font on the faceplate. When Dual-Lite switched the light heads from the center to the outsides of the sign, they changed the font on the exit plate. And just to show you that yes, I can discern this with my naked eye, I'm going to lay this faceplate over the Dual-Lite Exquisite down here on the bottom, and you will be able to see that they are in fact different fonts. Check that out. Same sign, different font. Now, as a designer who plays around with fonts quite often, I actually prefer the earlier revision of this faceplate, and I'll tell you why. Because I am for all things retro, and this certainly has a retro look to it. And while they didn't change it much between signs, this to me just looks like a better font. Now we're going on the insides of the signs. As you can see, the only difference is this one is single face, this one is double face with the MPU option. And the MPU just slides over the arrows on the second face of the exit sign to make it into a single face sign for either mounting with a canopy or mounting on the wall. Now if we're looking at these two Exquisites, obviously the older one is on the left and the newer is on the right. These have been lamped with the standard 15T6 lamps that comes with the signs. In permanent installations I would not use these, but for purposes of demonstration as to what they look like illuminated with the original lamps when they were new, I have done this. Now, as you can see, the older one is on the left and the newer one is on the right. And the first thing you notice about the one on the left, the older Exquisite, is that the illumination, while it's lamped with the same type of bulbs as the one on the right, is not that bright. That's because if you look, they have changed the style of diffuser when they changed the font on the face. And the one on the right, the diffuser on the right, is a little more transparent and allows for light to pass through, and it's a little bit brighter. Well, that's all I have for you today about these signs. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And as always, thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.